Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the Chenese Lewis Show, the #1 podcast for plus-size women. I'm your host, Chenese Lewis. Today is Monday, September 14th, 2015. Stay connected with me in between shows on Instagram at Chenese Lewis, on Facebook at Chenese Lewis Show, and on Twitter at Chenese Show. This Thursday, September 17th, I'll be in New York co-hosting Plus Night Out. Plus Night Out is the most anticipated annual plus-centric fashion event during New York Fashion Week. Purchase your tickets today at plusnightout.com. Now, if you want to know more about Plus Night Out and the woman behind the event, you are in luck. My guest today is the founder of the event, Jovanna Reyes. Jovanna is an event producer, photographer, publisher of Curvysta magazine, and blogger. Her love for the plus industry began while working at Bloomingdale's and progressed to owning a plus-size boutique and to a plus fashion photographer. Her photos have been featured in Curvysta.com, DailyVenusDiva.com, ScorchMag.com, and more. Her major event, Plus Night Out, will be taking place this Thursday, September 17th at Loft W83 in New York during New York Fashion Week. Welcome to the show, Jovanna.
Hi, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for being on the show, because this is a rare occasion, because you don't do many interviews, do you?
I don't. I'm really behind the scenes. You know, I prefer to push everybody out to the front, and I just like to admire from the side.
Right, because a lot of people know about your event, and they don't really know about you. So I want to learn a little bit about you, and then, before we get into the event. So prior to working in the plus industry, I read in your bio you work retail in Bloomingdale's, which gave you the vision of owning your own plus-size boutique, and that was in Atlanta, correct?
Yes. Actually, I worked at the Bloomingdale's in New York City, and
okay.
I was there for a short time. This is before, I call it BK, before kids. And I was there 6 days a week, and I loved it. I lived and breathed it. And I worked in the plus department. Right there when they had the plus department, I don't know if they have it there now, but it used to be in the basement next to the cafe and where they had the American Express office. So it wasn't the prettiest layout at the time. This was in the early 90s. I'm going to say 93, 94. And you would see some of the top industry folks from, musicians, singers, actors, Rosie O'Donnell, all these people going down there to purchase, but the place wasn't fabulous. I always felt like we needed an elegant place. So over time, I think it's improved. But, yeah, that's where it started. It started working at Bloomie's, and I really learned the craft there.
So how did you go from there to owning your own plus-size boutique in Atlanta?
Well, that was kind of a long, rounded way to get there. It was probably about 10 years later. I stayed at home for a long time with my kids, and we kind of moved from New Jersey to the Atlanta area. And when I moved to Atlanta, we were doing real estate investments, and we happened upon a commercial space. And we were actually getting a commercial space for a relative, but it didn't work out. So I said, you know what? I'm going to start a business. And I actually opened a beautiful high-end dessert bar, and I also had a Aveda salon, a full-concept salon, and I had the boutique. So I was busy.
Okay. I'm learning things about you myself.
Yes.
So What happened to your plus size boutique in Atlanta? Because you don't still have it, and you've moved to a different city
We
now,
moved.
correct?
Well, the recession hit, so a lot of the businesses were really hurt, especially in the Atlanta area. And my husband at the time was traveling back and forth. He basically lived half of the time here and in Atlanta, and then half of the time in Washington, D.C. And basically because of our family, we just felt like this wasn't working. He had done it for 5 years. And he said to me one day, honey, I can't do this anymore. We have to live in D.C. because that's where, my business is. And I've always been of the mindset that you have to let a man be a man. And, he really wanted to be in D.C., and I said, well, I can do the businesses from the D.C. area, but it was hard. It was traveling back and forth at least once or twice a month. It was expensive, and so I just had to shut it down, unfortunately. It was hard for me. It was really hard for me because I was living and breathing this space. But we're renting it out now. It's going to be an ice cream shop. So the space is still there, but I no longer have the business there. So and then from there, that's what morphed into my lack of not having that business anymore, morphed into the Curvysta design collection that I did for Full Figure Fashion Week in 2011, and the photography going further and further into it because I wasn't doing the boutique anymore. So, there's a reason for everything. I think I'm supposed to be where I'm at right now.
So when you moved to the East Coast, you still wanted to be involved in the plus industry. And so you mentioned you did a clothing line and photography, but then you got the idea to do this event. Now tell me the concept and the reason behind the name of your event, Plus Night Out. How did this come about?
Well, first, when I did Plus Night Out, it was the same year. It was in 2011, and Fashion Night Out had already been around a couple of years, and I had attended several of them. One time with my daughter, one time with friends, and each time it saddened me because even though I was enjoying the moment and enjoying the fashion shows and the drinks and the food and the entertainment, I couldn't really shop because there was nothing directed towards me as a size 18-20, unless I went to the Lane Bryant or the Ashley Stewart. But in the main areas, like I went to Georgetown, there was nothing there. I'm like in a 4 or 5 block radius, there was nothing for me to buy. So that's when it hit me, and I said, we need to do something during Fashion Night Out that is specifically for the plus-size woman. And I had just moved to the area and was kind of, investigating plus boutiques and so on. And I happened upon one boutique. It's now closed, but it was a great location in Old Town, Virginia, in Old Town, Alexandria. And it was a loft style. It was really a beautiful space. And so I asked the owner, I said, would you mind if I did an event and I would bring people in? Of course, she's not going to say no, if it's going to bring sales. So she was very open and let me just take over the space. And, of course, I kind of moved things out of the way, put stuff in storage. I just converted the whole store and created kind of like a runway situation and had all the models that I worked with in the past, like Summer Green, Nicole Zepeda, Cherise Vaughn, and a couple other girls that flew in from California for this. And we did the show, and it was fabulous. I just basically asked other jewelry designers and jewelry vendors, and at the time I had a relationship with another online retailer and invited her to participate as well, and it was just great. It wasn't that big, but we had such a huge turnout that it really let me know that it was needed. So
now your first event was called Fashion Night Out Plus. When did you decide to change the name?
I will tell you this, and I hate to say anything negative about Fashion Night Out, but we received an email stating that we were not allowed to add plus to Fashion Night Out, which was very upsetting to me because if you looked at Fashion Night Out, many of if they did it in Georgetown, they would put Fashion Night Out Georgetown. If they did it in New York or in any other space, they would always add something to it. So we were just shocked that we couldn't put Fashion Night Out put plus to Fashion Night Out. And so I just said, you know what, they don't want us, we don't, and you have to pay to do that, to participate. It's not free. You have to pay to be part of the Fashion Night Out.
And you registered and everything, and they denied you?
And we registered and everything. We were officially with Fashion Night Out participating, but they did not like the fact that we put plus on the logo. So, and it's so funny that that logo morphed, and other people started using it for other plus events throughout the nation. Because I've seen it. You know how things happen, how they take things and it just goes on and on and on. And
right.
And I just said, the following year, I said, you know what? Actually, I already had it in my mind of what I wanted to call it. But before the following year came in, I said, you know what? We don't have to use Fashion Night Out. We can do this on our own. And then that's when I said, we'll just call it Plus Night Out, and kind of called it Plus Night Out to kind of push it in their face, because to me, it was insulting. I don't know if they realized that was being insulting, but for me it was, because I felt like it was because it was plus and they didn't want to be affiliated with that. But, you never know.
So this is your 5th year anniversary of producing this event. It's called Now Plus Night Out. How does it feel to get to this landmark? Because I know, just like this story you just told, it hasn't been easy.
Oh no, and because I've gone to you. You've been a great ear for me, and you've allowed me to make decisions, and I've appreciated you for that. For me, it's huge. It's tremendous. I can't believe it's already been 5 years, because I didn't count the year before when I did it in Atlanta. It really didn't have a name, so for me to say that we're in our 5th year is tremendous, and the fact that we have such great people involved and it still continues to grow is just tremendous to me. I'm floored by the support, by you hosting. I've wanted you to host for God knows how long, so this is meant to be. It was meant to be on the 5th year.
Right.
The fact that we have Latina Magazine as a Latin woman, I have to say that's huge for me, because my mother loves the magazine, my family knows the magazine, so we're just my mom is smiling ear to ear. She's so proud to know that Latina Magazine is the media sponsor. So that's tremendous for us, because that's a huge sign that mainstream media is interested. And for me, I've never worked with that, like, I want to make everything mainstream, but it's great to see how much we've developed and how we're being recognized. So that's tremendous for me, and it's a blessing. I just look at it as a blessing to be able to do this and being in our 5th year.
And as you mentioned, Latina Magazine is involved. This year they are the official media sponsor of the event. Now, Plus Night Out is an event that is exclusively for plus-size fashion and is multicultural. So why did you think Latina Magazine wanted to be involved?
I think, I had a discussion with Shirley Velasquez, who's the director of content, who will be co-hosting with you. I had a conversation with her today, and she mentioned that the articles that are posted on Latina.com based on Plus get the tremendous hits. So they're starting to realize that it's important and a necessary addition to any of their editorial work, is to have fashion editorial work, is to have the plus conversation. So I think that's what brought their interest, is the fact that the numbers are there, because, it's a business like anything else. And if they see that the numbers are there and they're getting hits off of that, that's going to make a difference. So that's why it's important for plus-size women to always support, especially in mainstream. You see an article, click on it, share it, do whatever you can, because that's the only way that you will get that respect from that mainstream media. So.
Right. So besides Latina Magazine being your official media sponsor, you have tons of press and bloggers confirmed to be there as well. Like last I counted, it's like over 30 people covering the event. So are you excited about that?
Yeah, every year it's always been it surprises me. I guess that's because we don't have enough throughout the year. We do have Full Figure Fashion Week. We do have Curves Rock Fashion Weekend. We do have District of Curves. And then we have Plus Night Out. We don't have enough. So I think that's why when this Plus Night Out does come out, that so many people look forward to attending and covering the event. Last year we had Curvysta, the blogger Curvysta. We had Kelly Augustine. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Augustine or? We had, so many. We had FiOS New York covering it. We had, of course, we've had daily news coverage. We've had so much coverage, and bloggers especially. We've had a lot of bloggers. We've had bloggers as far as France, Layla Misaki, the young lady from Sweden. We had someone come from Sweden. This year we have the young lady that blogs for ASOS, Felicity Hayward. We have IGG, yes, ASOS. We have IGG, the bloggers for IGG are attending, specifically for media for IGG's magazine. We have Scorch magazine. Terry Cecilia is attending. Let's see who else. Full Blossom, Mello Andrews is attending. Queen magazine, Tawana Blessing Game. We have Pout. We have Pose. We have, so many that I can't even. The list is tremendous, and it's always an honor, and I'm humbled by it. So I thank all of them for it.
Now, you have some amazing designers showing this year. Tell me, who are the designers?
Well, the first one that we have as a retailer is Rue 21, and this is the first time they've ever participated, so we're excited about that. They're very boho chic, and their price point is so affordable. We have Crystal Frazier. Of course, everyone knows Crystal Frazier. She was on Project Runway. She was on Josie's show as well. Sarita Bell. Cassandra Smith is a designer. She was with us in 2013 and came back. We have a lot of repeat designers, so I think that's a good sign for me when the designers want to come back, because for me, I take it seriously. I really do look at them like artists. Every piece is art, and I respect that, and I think that's why they come back. Jill Alexander, this is her second year. True Diva, this is her second year. And we have a new one, William Henry Rawls. I met him through Lyris Cross, and, it's a blessing. He's so talented. He designs. He's a stylist. He's just amazing. Everyone's going to be, with their mouths open, because these designers are ready to impress, and they're ready to show everything on that runway, and I'm excited.
And you have one of the few plus-size events that will actually have buyers in attendance, which is an awesome opportunity for your designer showcasing.
Yes, I'm excited for that. We always have them. Last year, we had Hello Gorgeous. Amy showed up from Hello Gorgeous and met with Ply, who they just participated in our showroom event last year, and they were picked up, and I was so glad to hear that. And this year she will be attending, and she's always looking for indie designers. She's a huge support of independent designers. We have Macy's, we have Dress Barn, we have a couple other online boutique owners will be there, as well as a couple of boutique owners from the southern region. So that are more high-end and carry a higher price point. So they will be in attendance. And I pray that my designers get picked up. And if they get picked up, that makes it worth it. As a former designer, I know how important it is. It's not only showing your work, but selling it, because then you can't survive and do the next. So that's how I always look at it. Like, how can I help them sell? So, that's why we do a format differently from many of the other shows. We don't have a huge runway. It's just on the floor. For me, it photographs best, and it looks great for a lookbook, so that the designers don't have to go and create their own lookbook. They can use the photos from the fashion show. So, I look at everything through a designer's perspective, as well as a model perspective, as well as, the attendee's perspective. So I've been there, so that's how I try to present Plus Night Out.
Now, you have an amazing celebrity makeup artist that's been added to the team. Tell me who you were telling me about.
Oh, he's a wonderful gentleman, and I don't want to say his name the wrong way.
Oh.
I'm going to pull his name up. It's Christopher Michael. He just finished doing Christina Milian. He's done Beyonce. He's done so many other people. We also have Alfina Williams. We have Robin Parrish. We have, I want to make sure I don't forget anybody else. Yeah, That's who we have doing makeup in the back, and I'm excited. So it's been an honor that they even want to come and work with P&O. We were planning on having another company do it, but you know what? We didn't need the big company. We have the top artist directly, so
right. If you work with Beyonce, you can't get any bigger than that.
And the other one of the makeup artists also worked on a couple of the reality shows. So the makeup artists are very talented, and we won't have as many models this year. So they're going to look fabulous. I'm just excited.
Now, speaking of models, one of your top sponsors this year is IPM Model Management. Now, do you select your models through agencies or through casting calls to pick models to walk in your show?
I do a casting call. In the past years, I did a model search and used a casting call to find finalists and kind of create an opportunity for new faces. I didn't do that this year. I just felt like it just took away from the designers because the focus became about the model search. So this year I decided not to do it, and instead I'm concentrating on models that have worked with me for years and years. And for instance, Nicole Zapata was there at the very first one. Summer Green was there at the very first one. These models, Monique Robinson, Jessica Guzman, all of these models, many of them are from Jessica Likis, the redhead
right.
that I discovered in the mall. Like all of these girls and models that I've worked with, they've always been there to support, whether it's for an editorial, whether it's to do Plus Night Out. They're always ready to help and just jump in there. So I decided to just work with people that have really been there from the past and give them the opportunity again, because we didn't have that many slots available. And then we added a couple of new faces, like we have India Robinson. I actually discovered her on Model Mayhem and for a photo shoot, and I asked her to come to the casting call. When I saw her, she immediately reminded me of oh gosh, I'm dating myself. Denise from the Cosby Show. What's her name? Lisa Bonet. She was a mix of Lisa Bonet and Jodie Watley. So she came in with this long, beautiful curly hair, and I said, we have to shoot you immediately. So I had Ivory Jackson shoot her. We had a great time shooting a quick editorial, and she ended up in Curvysta magazine. IPM actually saw the editorial and called me about her, and she is now signed with IPM. So, see, you never know how it happens. So she's now signed, and she's well on her way, and she's in good hands. So I'm excited for her, and it's that kind of thing. That's what I love about P&O and the opportunities that it brings to so many of the new faces and new girls.
Now, name some of your other sponsors or people we need to acknowledge that are contributing to this amazing event.
Well, we have a tremendous VIP swag bag. We only have 50, but it's a tremendous gift bag. We have Sean John, which I'm so grateful for. They were the first to join. Sean John is donating an extreme amount of product. We have Stick With It apparel. We have slap caps. It's a great cap that has a satin lining. So if you go to satinlinedcaps.com, you'll see it. We have Jax Coco, JAXCOCO.com, coconut water. They're donating. We have Big Slice apples. It's a new product that's healthy, and it's like slices, kind of a mix of applesauce and slices. We have, what else do we have? Oh gosh, we have so much that my brain is I'm forgetting everybody. But Big Slices, Sean John. Let me see.
But if you forgot, they're on the website, so everybody can go to the website.
Thank you. They're on the website.
Now, tickets are $35 to attend. It's encouraged to buy your tickets now online, but will tickets be available at the door?
We don't sell at the door, and I'll tell you why, because it kind of is, I always want to be fair to everyone, and sometimes when people come to the door, you can't seat them in a good place. So I would prefer to know who's coming and give everyone a great seat than, just to sell tickets. So we stop selling tickets usually probably like the morning of, just so that we can make sure that we can seat everyone. And then we go from there.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked that because I didn't know that myself.
Yeah.
So, in addition to this amazing event that's happening Thursday, you also have a magazine, which we've heard about briefly. But tell me about the magazine and when the next issue is coming out.
Well, the magazine was started because, I do photography, but I don't do it often enough, and I needed a place to kind of put my photos and what I had ideas of. And other photographers that I know of, like Ivory Jackson and Alec Turner and Doug Swain and so many others that have ABL Hoff out of the Midwest who, have great ideas but don't have a place to put them. So I just said, you know what, let me start and let's see what comes of it. And Samantha Levy was the very first model on my cover, and I thank her for it because she didn't even question me. She was like, okay, Jovanna, let's do this. And if she hadn't, I probably wouldn't have done the magazine. And we did that one, and then we went on to the next one with Lauren Helms, and that one got so many hits. And I think over time we're improving with graphics, with just presentation overall, with the quality of photos. So, we're looking to improve even more each and every time.
And so your magazine is specifically for plus size as well?
It's plus size. It's for curvy girls. You can be a size 8 and be curvy, So it's open to pretty much everyone. We're very multicultural. That's one thing I love to say, that we've had every kind of woman on the cover of the magazine. We don't just do it specific for 1 month or this, and that's fine. But if I see someone that's lovely and gorgeous and I think could be on the cover, hey, you're going to go on the cover. I don't care what month it is. So that's kind of how that's what I love about doing the magazine. I really get to put a variety of folks that I deem for myself and that other people would deem beautiful, and they get to get on that cover where they may not get that opportunity elsewhere. So
when is the next issue coming out?
The next issue is coming out this month, and it's coming out on Monday. So look for it. It's a super special issue. I can't even talk about it because it's that special. But it's an amazing. We're going to have several editorials. Just stay tuned, and when you see it, you're going to see why I'm saying it's so special. September 3rd, on Monday, next Monday.
Monday. Now, it might be too soon to ask, but will there be a 2016 Plus Night Out?
Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me.
I have had a designer tell me to, ask you about the prices and everything. They're ready to come next year.
Wow, I've had more designers contact me to join in for next year. They're like, 2016, we're there. It really does depend, on funding. And every producer, that's the one thing that can hold you back or make you grow is funding. And if we get the right sponsors, then we're good to go for 2016. So we've got to pray on that. And hopefully, we have that for 2016.
Well, I mean, the way this event this week is lining up with everybody's going to be there, I mean, I know this year is going to be amazing for sure. And I'm excited about being a co-host. Thank you for having me. I look forward to being there, and I'm super excited.
Oh, thank you so much. I do want to say, because I just remembered, I don't want to forget anybody, so please pardon me if you don't mind if I just mention Diva Delights with Robin Lester, Curls, their hair products, Tramps Hosiery. I'm actually going to put that out there. They made new covers for their hosiery that say Plus Night Out. So I think we're the first to ever do that. I know, isn't that exciting? They make special compression hosiery, and they're different colors. They're to be worn every day, but they're kind of healthy for you, so it keeps the blood circulating. So they're also our sponsors, and you'll see some of their pieces on the runway as well. And True Model Management is a sponsor. So.
All right, and tell us your official website. So just in case is it updates coming throughout the week, we can keep up with everything.
Well, it's plusnightout.com. PlusNigHTOUT.com. We have Curvysta.com for the magazine. And just to keep up with me personally, you can go to JovannaReyes.com. I have my photos up there. And in regards...
Oh, you have photos?
On JovannaReyes.com, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I finally put it together, right? I took them out of storage. I finally put them out there. So they're on the website. The more recent ones that I've had on Curvysta magazine, they're on there as well. And I just want to say thank you to you for the opportunity. Thank you for doing everything that you do, for being a friend, for listening when I needed someone to listen. And, I think you're absolutely wonderful, and it's a blessing and an honor that you're coming to host P&O this year.
Thank you. Me and my mom are coming. She's excited to come back, too.
We'll take care of Mama.
Yes. Well, again, the event is this Thursday, September 17th. Tickets are on sale now at plusnightout.com. Be there, and I know we're going to have pictures, video all over the Internet.
All over.
Wait. Let's give a shout-out to your 3 ambassadors.
Oh, yes. We can't forget about them. So, of course, the lovely Lyris Cross, she was one of the first Plus models to be on the finale for Project Runway during New York Fashion Week. She looked amazing. Jessica Likis, my redhead, I love her. They're both with IPM Model Management. And Cristina Mendez, Latina model. She is also going to be our Latina ambassador on the red carpet and dealing directly with Latina Magazine as well. So we're excited that we have top-tier models involved and, so willing to do so much for P&O. So we're excited.
Well, it's going to be an amazing event. I claim it's going to be sold out. That's what I'm claiming.
Oh, wow. We're almost there. So,
go ahead.
I said, even if it's not sold out, it's going to be a great event. And the models are amazing. We have the most gorgeous women in the Plus industry walking. So who wouldn't want to see that?
Right. And good networking, too, because there's so many great people are going to be there.
It is. We have a lot of we actually have a couple of companies that could not participate this year. They will be at the event, so that's a good thing too. And a couple of designers. We have other magazines there, mainstream magazines. We have stylists. We'll have stylists there. We have other agencies that will be attending as well. So, if you're a model, and I always say, do you want to be a model, look like one, make sure you come, because we've had in the past years, we had a couple of girls that were picked out of the audience and literally were signed within a week after attending Plus Night Out, and they were seen at Plus Night Out. So, you never know. You never know what can happen.
Well, this is the place to be Thursday. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I'm going to let you get back to work. I know you have 1,000 things to do between now and Thursday.
Yeah.
So continued success, and I will see you Thursday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. And thank you to my fabulous guest this evening, Jovanna Reyes. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the show's fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/Chenese Lewis Show. I've been your host this evening, Chenese Lewis. I hope to see you at Plus Night Out in New York, September 17th. Tickets are on sale now on the website at plusnightout.com. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. Until next time, keep thriving in your curves and be blessed.